Our next speaker is Gene. I don't know how to say your last name. Nech. Got it. Our next speaker is Gene Nech, and this is speech number 5 in the Toastmasters manual. The title is The Power Stance, 5 to 7 minutes. And this speech is all about body language as the purpose of speech number 5. Your body language is critical to your success in your career, your relationships, and ultimately your survival. Please welcome Gene to learn more about that.
Have you ever felt like you're almost there, but something's missing? How come I can't get that next objective that I've always wanted? What is it that I'm missing? Do I have to take more classes? Do I have to watch more YouTube videos? Do I have to socialize more, go to more meetups? Do I have to work out more, change my diet? The answer is no. 99% of the things are outside of us. The secret is your stance. Now your stance can be regarded as the signal that your heart vibrates. And there was a theory, and it was experimentally tested in several campuses, and I'm going to go into it, that tested this. So, does my heart vibrate a certain way based on how I change my stance, which ultimately changes how I speak? Does that have an effect in our everyday tasks like taking exams, job interviews, relationships, and so on? So this was the test. They had one group, and they had them take the same test as the control group and do a job interview as the control group. Now this group had the power stances. They gave them all the power stances here. All right, you guys can try these with me. All right, this is the George Clooney. You want to be open, you want to be taking up space. This one, having your arm on the other chair is, I'm hot and I know it. Right, so we get the picture of a power stance. You want to take up as much space, and you want to be relaxed. My theory is when you're relaxed and taking up a lot of space, you create a bigger bubble, and you're actually healing your body through meditation. But that's not proven. We'll go there another time. So, the control group, they weren't told about the power stances. They were asked to sit and use less space. They actually turned up the AC, so a lot of people were like this. Right? Or their hands in their pockets. Now, the control group, and we'll call them the alpha group, they had to take the same test, and the result was interesting. Now, the reason they made you take a test and do a job interview, because the theory was that the heart vibration is altered by your stance, and if it's altered, it should be subconsciously sniffed up by other human beings. So my attitude and how I wake up in the morning is going to play a slight role and change in how you perceive me at a job interview. So let's go to the test. It was 60% performed better by a 10% margin. That means a whole grade up. So more than half performed better on that same test as the control group after doing a minute to 5 of a power stance. On the job interview, it was something like 90% of that control group got a second interview or got the job right away of the alpha group. Now, for the control group, on that test, I think it was insignificant on the test on how they performed. But on the job interview, 90% of them did not get a call back. 90%. But the fact that this group also performed better on the test suggested something further and had deeper implications. That your power stance actually affects the way you perform, which probably affects why you perceive me as a higher performer and gave me that job. But it also made me smarter. So consider this. You went through school, you have a job, you know everything. Stop looking outside. Just take a moment. Power stance before you go there. You feel comfortable. People will perceive you as comfortable. And then you engage. Now, if you're interviewing somebody, you're doing the exact opposite because you're playing FBI agent. Now, Now, FBI agents are trained in this. They pick up on any subtle thing, right? I mean, they can spot anything on you. So, as an interviewer, you don't want to give away anything. You want to be standing still or sitting, and you want to let them give away all the clues in their power stance or lack of. Touching your face is a weakness. Scratching anything is a weakness. When you're listening to somebody, you should be standing still. You shouldn't be looking around. You should be standing still. Power stances are big, open. This is, you're not getting through me. This is victory. They're all taking up space. Weak stances are tight. We're closing out, and we're cuddling. So that's the 1%. That could be the one thing that we're all missing in our next giant leap. It's not in the outside world. It could be something as simple as a power stance.